you talking about?
Fucking heavy metal vapors.
You talking about the name?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
How do you screw up the thumbnail?
Look, it's literally right there. Heavy metal vapor.
I hope. Look, as you can probably tell, I'm an image guy. Let me handle your image. Let me handle that.
All I hear is excuses, man. Jesus. God,
Literally, I can't see anything with these glasses on, like my screen, anything. I think we're live. Hold on. Are we live? Do you guys see us on the screen?
They must be polarized.
Hey, welcome to your Vape at 5. It's I can't see anything on my screen. Hold on. My hat's disappearing. Got an exciting show for you today. It's Friday, and you guys know what we like to do on Friday. We like to get bubbly in the hot tub, Charlie and I. We have some very, very special guests with us today. 2 men who need no introduction. Now, you may have never heard of them, but you're going to hear about them today. That is right from the cuff. Pretty accurate. How is everybody doing? You know what we like to do on Friday? We are going to have a fantastic weekend. We like to kick it off by having a little fun, having some laughs, talking a little vape, and today we're going to talk about a new, exciting product from the 2 gentlemen down below. Let's kick it to Mr. Heavy Metal, see what he's vaping. How are you, Heavy?
I'm fucking fantastic, Scott. It's fucking awesome to finally be able to make the show. Last time, people may not remember this, but it's like as soon as I came on here, the whole fucking show went to shit. It was just audio problems, video problems, wouldn't go live, none of that stuff. But we're here.
We are.
I was really just about to say something. Anyways, so I'm vaping on the Dominican 3S with, look at that little guy, the Ohana with the PEI cap. With
nice.
A heavy tip on top of there.
It looks good on that white mod.
Looking so good.
That's a combo.
That's the one, and that drip tip with the black and white. So in there, I've got some non-tobacco flavored Venus. Then I've got, Johnny's probably going to be pissed at me for this one, but the Siege mechanical mod with the Ohana with a 1 of 2 Ultim cap and a coal miner on top of there. You can get this exact setup minus you can get the Ohana with the coal miner drip tip over at rangervapes.com.
Both manufactured in China.
Yep. Well, Johnny,
I'm a big China fan.
I've also got some non-tobacco flavored Venus in that one because I literally vape that all day. I've got the Primo Titanium with Siren V2 in there. I've got some Nilla Killa in 12. And then last but not least, Billet Box. Look at this. Look at this. Johnny brought this to me when he came down. Look at that little Zeta inside of there.
Fucking awesome.
That's so sexy. In there, I've got literally this much Castle Long Reserve.
Damn, son.
Wow.
I've been fucking that bottle up, bro.
Dude, I brought that bottle and that motherfucker was full.
Oh, yeah. He cracked the seal on it when he got in the car. But that's what I've got. That's what I'm vaping on, Scott. Again, thanks for having me on the show. Charlie, you as well. Sorry I couldn't be a little more festive. I literally just got home. So do I throw it to somebody or give it back to you, Scott? Or
pass it around the horn.
Okay, so take it away, Dribbles.
Oh, man, you passed it to me. You always pass it to me.
I know it, but Charlie's got wacky news or some shit coming up. So
Wacky news.
Yeah, touche.
Heavy watches the show.
Save the best for last, right?
Heavy actually watches, Scott.
I want to call it wacky news from now on. I like that.
Well, what's up, everybody in chat? Thanks for having us here, Scott and Charlie. Appreciate it. Heavy, what's up, brother? You showed up 3 seconds before the show started, so want to say what's up to you, too. I appreciate you guys having us on the show. I wish the state of vaping was a little bit better right now, but Charlie said and Scott said that they want to try and have fun during this show. We are going to talk about some advocacy, I think.
For sure.
Well, if we're not, I'm going to talk about advocacy because it's important. I'm not a total shill here selling something that me and Heavy did. So, and just so you know, in case you're questioning this has been planned since way before the Vapepocalypse. So,
I actually had you guys scheduled on the show 2.5 weeks ago. I think before Michigan even went.
Great timing to release an RDA, right?
I mean, perfect timing.
Couldn't be better. Anyway, let me tell you what I'm vaping on. I do have the BMM Billy Club with the Skyfall on top. Another BMM, the Nicely with a tank on it. Don't want to talk about the tank. Warlock's Guardian with the Intake Dual. This mod that came back from the graveyard, for some reason, it works with the Ohana on it, so I'm fucking using it. The Boxer DNA 250C Squonk. This is the Ultim cap. This is one of two. Unfortunately, we decided to go with the PEI cap, so there will never be any of these. And I also have an Ultim bottle to match and, gold batteries.
We and a blue drip tip.
And a blue drip tip, so...
We may see some Ultim top caps, though. We might push China into some accessories.
Hey, if you guys buy more than 5 Ohanas, they might make a top cap.
Yeah.
But you do get a clear cap, and you get the stainless cap.
Gotta sell at least 7.
Yeah. On the Vindicator with a little half moon stubby. Now, juices, I got 2 juices from Deep Cuts, Mr. Vinyl Vapor. One of the greatest advocates out there who has literally been lighting Twitter on fire.
Yeah.
I have side C, which is PB Party, and side B, which is Psycho Color. Both are dessert flavors because fuck tobacco. I quit smoking tobacco and I hate tobacco. But anyway, I got some Pistache. Also got some Crucible from Paradigm. A responsibly owned and operated e-liquid manufacturer and vape shop chain that is serving people and getting them off of cigarettes years and counting. But who's counting? Also, we got some more Paradigm. This is Saturn. This is 12 milligram mouth to lung peanut butter custard because, again, fuck tobacco. And I got a little Inakin pod system that is like smaller than my fingers, so I don't really.
Oh, I love that. How does that thing vape?
IQ? The IQ? I don't know. Heavy gave it to me, and I got some more Paradigm 12 milligram in there.
How does it vape?
Honestly,
really
good. If the pod stays in it, which mine's like wobbly, if it stays in it, it works great. But like if you pull on it, it's like so loose the pod comes out and I can't get the draw. So.
I have the I bought some smoked slims because they were on sale for $4 somewhere. So I bought like 6 of them to give to smokers. And they're tiny, but they kind of have the same problem. The pod loses contact because there's just no surface there for it.
Like I have to put it on my lips, and then push it.
Put it on your lips.
You gotta
draw hard as shit, and then I can get a vape on it.
You gotta shove it in your mouth.
You gotta shove it in, bro.
You need to try either flipping your pod around or changing. I know I gave you a couple of pods.
Dude, I've vaped once or twice in my life. I tried. I gotta try other pods though. So, but thank you for your expertise.
Look, mine gets all the way down like that, and there's a solid. I mean, you can hear it.
Listen to this.
This one.
Spit on it.
Lick it.
Lick it before you stick it.
Now we're talking. Anyway, that's what I'm vaping on. I want to pass it to my homie, Scotty.
To me?
Yeah, to Scott.
Why are you going to pass it to Scott and you throw it to Charlie?
Yeah, it's my turn.
Well, I thought Charlie was going to do weird news. The first segment.
It's called Goofy News, first of all.
Called Wacky News. We changed
Wacky News.
All right, Charlie, take it away, bro. Yeah.
So, first of all, we talked about it, and I wanted to make this a fun show. We've all had a few horrible weeks. So we will get to some advocacy. Johnny didn't even want to talk about his own product, but I insisted on it. So we're going to cover that, have some fun, and things are looking good for us with advocacy. There's positive things happening, so we're going to stick with it, and hopefully we'll have some fun during the show. So I'm vaping on the Recurve Dual on the topside carbon, which I keep at my desk all the time now, the Caliburn, and my stack with the Twisted Messes, and that's it, because I've been so busy this week with all this other crazy shit. All my setups are not built. Even my billet box needs to be rewigged.
This is so much work with all those different devices. I don't know how you guys do it. I really don't.
So that's why I'm light, because of Twitter. But go ahead, Scott, take it away. Oh,
literally, I've been a Twitter animal lately. I have one setup. I've got the Jenna on top of the topside carbon. I'm loaded. Hey, Waylon Jennings. I am loaded with Shy Tots. I got Mont Blanc. I've got Decadence. And, of course, I've got my Turkish cake, which is, those are, Mont Blanc and Turkish cake, I think, are my two favorite right now. That's what I'm rolling with.
I'm vaping. I forgot to say this, but I'm actually using Eric's Deep Cuts also. He's just been tearing it up with Advocacy. So Vinyl and Vapor, Deep Cuts, the Dragon Shake, the cooler flavor is amazing.
Yeah, I've known Eric for a while now, ever since he did a recovery show with that Yeti and I did After the Shame with DroptheShame. And just a fantastic guy, great person for the industry. Yeah, so thank you, Heavy and Johnny, for coming on. I love you guys to death. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited. Now, I did want to put, before we get started, there's been a rumor going around, guys, and I wanted to put it to rest before anybody else did, and I know we've talked about this, but Barron Trump did not get busted vaping on the Ohana, which was rumored that Melania caught him vaping. Melania, caught him vaping on the Ohana, and the flavor was so good that Trump decided.
What happened?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, Barron was like, Dad, oh my God, you got to taste this flavor. And then Trump tasted it and was like, oh shit.
You know, can we not start that rumor?
Hell in a handbag.
Can we not start that rumor around release date? Like, that would be fucking great, you know?
Let me tell you, there's going to be shows on tonight more than likely. With that, so
they were using fucking Ohana. But you know what? It may work in our favor because they're like, hey, Trump's a billionaire. Barron's probably got a black card, so like he can literally vape anything, and he chose the Ohana. I got to try one.
That's what I'm thinking, honestly.
Fuck it, we'll twist it into something good.
Or that, or you have the Secret Service at your house, probably like
exactly. Just so the NSA knows, if they're watching this show, which they probably are now, we do not encourage underage vaping. Period.
Not at all.
Especially Barron Trump.
Absolutely.
Right.
So we have a little thing here, and I know you guys are aware of it. It's one of the best parts of the show. It's something that I look forward to every week. We call it funny news, but this week it's called wacky news. Charlie, you got any wacky news for us today?
I do have a few articles.
Real quick. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put this bet out there. Dollars to Donuts says at least one of the stories Charlie is talking about is from the state of Florida.
Probably.
Florida always has fucked up shit going on.
Probably.
You're right. Like Florida.
Boom!
No, they're not. I don't know if I have one this week, but I have to scroll past the Florida articles sometimes because every article is just fucking Florida. Like the guy who crawled up on the street light thing and was shitting on cars below, that was in Florida.
Dude, that takes some fucking that takes some cojones, man.
Yeah, dude, that is upper body strength all day, son.
Think about being the cop that's like standing on the ground, like, you have to come down now.
Dude, if I was that cop, I'd literally tase him in his butthole.
What I'm really interested in knowing is what did he eat to have enough ammo to sit up there and just keep dropping it?
Yeah, how'd you get multiple cars? Like, what the fuck did you do to your insides? He like loads up on Taco Bell at 3 a.m. and just holds it all day.
So we actually, in the news this week, we have, like I saw this and said, holy shit, it's a dwarffish. So check this out. This guy actually caught this fish.
Holy shit.
Dude,
and I was
please
like,
tell
oh
me
my
he
God.
caught that on a fucking corn dog.
That's the dwarffish.
Best bait ever.
So he
what in the actual fuck is that?
I don't know.
It says
proof that aliens do exist.
Yeah, an angler had a big surprise when he accidentally reeled in a weird dinosaur-like fish. So it turned out the creature is actually called a ratfish. It is a known species. It lives in deep water and is distantly related to sharks. It's
How far
harmless
can that
to
thing see?
humans.
Dude, miles. It's
Dude,
literally
it's
watching the
forever.
show right now.
The ratfish's large eyes help in the dark as they reflect light like those of cats in deep water.
I wonder if it can see like where the state of vaping is going.
That
To the deep
motherfucker can
ocean.
see into the future.
Yeah, segue. It's like,
So this guy, I don't know what the fuck he was fishing with. He had 4 hooks on his line with mackerel for bait and was fishing at depths of 800 meters.
That's deep.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Dude, that's what?
that's got to be
20
some kind of rig on the boat.
2,400 feet?
How long did it take him to reel that in?
Yeah,
No
2,600 feet.
Yeah. How did he even know he had a fucking bite?
He
Right?
said, I felt something quite big on the end of it. It took about 30 minutes to reel in because it was 800 meters deep. There were 2 halibut on 2 of the hooks that I was really happy about. And then I pulled it out of the water and saw something else. It was
Wow.
pretty amazing. It looked weird, but a bit dinosaur-like.
That's crazy.
Goddamn dorkfish.
Yeah.
So the next one is some crazy shit, too. This one happened in the UK. I believe it's the UK, somewhere where they have euros.
Yeah.
Second arrest over theft of €5 million gold toilet from Blenheim Palace.
Ooh.
Police are still looking for the golden loo, which was made by Italian artist Maurizio Catalan and valued at $4.8 million. So if this gold toilet shows up in your local pawn shop, there's probably a reward for it.
dude, just think.
Why
If
do I?
somebody would have stole like 50,000 of those, they could probably pay the MSA tax money that's owed.
Yeah, that actually might be what happened to it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Right now, I'm picturing hanging out with Heavy and be like, "Hey, dude, you care if I go to the bathroom? That fucking toilet being in."
Yeah, I got to take a $5 million
It's probably
shit.
Johnny
Dude.
brought that to Heavy with
Dude,
data.
this fucking club that my band used to play in downtown, it like the green room and the dressing room area was like, it was a fucking wreck, man. It looked like a goddamn heroin junkie's flop house, and they had went in there and spray painted one of the stand-up urinals gold. So, everybody had to go piss in the gold toilet. The only problem is there was no door and there was no divider wall. So you're literally standing there taking a piss and people are walking into the club this way.
Yep.
And you're standing there pissing in this golden toilet and everybody can fucking see you. So
We had a hole in the wall
That's
bar
awesome.
like that. We had a bar like that here, and the men's and the women's didn't have a door, and it was just like basically a side room to the main bar, and you could see the people in there like walking around, standing in line, taking a piss. Like one guy passed out on the toilet, and the people in the regular bar could see in. That's actually how we knew about it.
so
But let me tell
here's-
you, this gets funnier though. Hold on a second. So this is an art display in this palace by an Italian, and it's called America.
It's called America.
Yeah, it says the artwork, which is fully functioning and called America, was taken in the early hours of Saturday.
That was probably paid for by tobacco sales.
What do you think his point of that is?
I don't know. I
That
bet
were
you it was paid for by a cash crop from North Carolina.
No, that means it's called America because we're the shit.
Yeah, could be.
Well, we are, sir, we are not the shit right now. We just put India under.
Yeah. Well, we
is
didn't.
an
India
unfortunate
just put
truth.
India under.
So we have
Bloomberg.
one more
Bastard.
story. This one comes to us thanks to Jane. So I do accept user content, and if it sucks, I don't go over it, but this is a good one. So a St. Helens man was caught having sex with a plastic cone at the Wigan train station.
Please don't
Trevor
send me
Smith.
the attached photos.
38 appeared before Wigan magistrates to plead guilty to outraging public decency during a bizarre drunken incident at Northwestern train station. Justices heard that on April 14th, Smith from Aravado Plaza, St. Helens, was sitting in a lift with his trousers and underpants around his ankles at the station.
Wow.
With a cleaning
I know what he was trying to do
on his lap.
Dude,
He won that bet.
he was
He will
trying to
fuck
stick
that
the
cone.
road cone
Definitely.
up his ass so that he could fucking funnel vodka into his butthole.
No, it says he was sitting there with the cone on his lap, and it says it's a quote from court, appearing to have sex with it and thrusting his hips at it.
Dude, I just want to point out the level of commitment this fella had, because it literally says his trousers were around his ankles.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a zipper. He could have just popped his dick through a zipper.
Nope.
But homie's old school, man. He's dropping his fucking pants like a gentleman.
I wonder if that same guy drops his pants in the gold toilet.
Okay.
Probably.
Probably.
I used to
That
work with
might
this
be
guy.
who took it.
I used to work with this guy. He was like 70 years old when he started working with me. He was like a new guy. He was like 70. Like one of those guys is like, get another job before I retire. And I walked in the bathroom one time, the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. He was at the urinal with his pants all the way down to his ankles. Just stay there, underwear, pants, everything.
Dude,
Stay there
I
at the urinal, happy as shit. Like, hey.
Oh, wait,
how's
this
it
gets
going? I'm like,
better.
better? You got your fucking pants off, dude. You got a fucking zipper on them pants? Like, come on, man. Take your pants back up. He has
Drunk-
pants on his ankles. The craziest
There's
thing
a
I've ever
lot
seen.
of good drunk stories that involve someone's pants around their ankles. But
Yeah.
this
I get-
says,
I get so
a lot of
uncomfortable
sexual
when I
assault
walk in.
charges as well.
Yeah, I get so uncomfortable when I walk into a restroom and there's like a little kid
Oh,
with his pants down. I'm like, oh, God damn it, man. Teach your fucking kids what a zipper is used for, dude.
dude, it gives me the fucking creeps.
Yeah, I just immediately walk to the furthest end that I can
Yep.
get to and go inside a stall.
Yeah, walking back out of the bathroom might not be a bad idea with the times we live in, because you don't want to be in a bathroom with a kid with his pants strapped.
well, Heavy's one of those guys that takes off all of his clothes, so it can get weird quick.
But I also don't shit in public.
Okay.
I don't shit in public. So,
You got to have the home court advantage.
exactly.
So I got to finish reading this
Oh,
article.
my bad.
The defendant later explained that he was the worst for drink and had also taken a powder given to him by friends to cheer him up that he thought was cocaine, but later turned out not to be a drug at all. The hearing was held at 9:30 p.m. Oh my God! It was called Virgin Trains. At 9:30 p.m., a Virgin Trains team leader was asked by a colleague to meet him at the station lift to platform 4 at the subway level. Once at the lift, the team leader looked through the window in the closed lift door and saw the defendant sitting on the floor with the cleaning cone upside down on his lap. He also, at this point, the witness took a picture, then opened the door to see what was going on and saw Smith had trousers pulled down. He also noticed that Smith had white powder around his nose.
How much fucking Viagra do you have to snort to look at a fucking traffic cone and be like, I'm going to give that a try?
That's
Yeah.
pretty horny.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking horny right there.
Yeah, no shit.
And I mean, I hate to give him some props, but traffic cones are pretty big circumference.
Smith said he had been.
Must
They're
have had
not
a hog
tiny.
on.
Like, I mean, he had to have some girth rolling.
Yeah.
to get
He
some
must have had
traction
a
on
hog.
that thing.
Smith said he had been drinking
Good for him.
heavily that day, watching the football, and suffered from diabetes.
What does that have to do with anything? I've got diabetes.
My sugar's low, motherfucker. Leave me alone.
He stated he was heading home on the train and had entered the lift thinking he was in a locked room, and that was all he could remember.
He got fucking Mickey'd for sure.
Let this
Wow.
let
He
this
got
be
fucking
a life.
Mickey'd.
Let this be a life lesson, ladies and gentlemen. Never snort something a random person gives you while you're drinking.
With
Please,
diabetes.
for God's sakes, don't fuck road cones.
Can you imagine the lawyer when he goes in to like hire a lawyer and he's like reading the case file?
It says the court.
The look he's gonna get as he's like flipping through the pages. He gets to like the page of the summary. He's like, The fuck?
Well, or the judge when they get in chambers and someone's going to brief them on the cases they have that day. Like, oh, yep, we got a guy in last night.
We got a cone fucker. We got a cone fucker.
We got a cone fucker.
It says the court was told that Smith was extremely apologetic and understood how the situation he had gotten himself into could be interpreted. It was heard that he had previous convictions for other outraging public decency, and he was remanded on unconditional bail by the magistrates.
First of all,
I admit I did wrong.
So no bail.
He's apologetic for fucking a road cone in public. Sir, that is the least we are going to expect out of you. And the fact that he has priors, come on.
Yeah, dude, you do that in the States, you're on a list, son.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed living around schools or nothing, for sure. The rest of your
He
life.
was remanded on unconditional bail, and he'll be returning to the same court for sentencing later this month.
Wow.
Well,
So shout out to Jane for that one. She saw that.
That was fantastic. Thank you.
This reminds me of Charlie.
When he gets into jail and they're like, "What are you in here for, Steve?" I stabbed a guy. What are you in here for, Jeff? Well, I robbed a fucking bank. What about you, Tim? I was fucking a road cone on a fucking train stop.
Fuck the road cone with my DI.
That'd be the first question. I'd be like, "You fucked a road cone?" He'd be like, "Yeah." I'd be like,
So was he subliminally
how
trying
big was
to
the end of it?
yield
Damn,
to
pretty
my
big.
dick?
Like, how'd you do that? It's impressive, sir. I got my eye on you.
So people were asking about what I had here. It's actually a coconut drink. I was looking for a little umbrella drink, but I couldn't get an umbrella, so I bought a coconut.
Charlie went all out, son.
Yeah, he did.
Dude, look
A
at
9-year-old
those
kid made
decorations.
that.
All I did was
yeah.
put on a fucking undershirt this morning with a goddamn toucan on it. I'm festive as fuck.
Well, hey
let-
guys, thank you, Charlie, for the weird news or wacky news. Let's get into this now. I am super excited. I haven't got it yet. I'm excited to get it. When did you guys decide to do this? Now you guys have been friends and hanging out for a long time.
Yeah.
Hmm?
A couple years now.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys have worked on other things together? What did you guys decide to work on? And I know you guys collaborated some on the Warrior as well.
Well, let's segue back to that, right? So, Johnny came out with the design for the Warrior, and the guys at JMT, not necessarily
Right.
Johnny on his own, but JMT, and Johnny sent me one, said, "I want your honest opinion. I know you're not going to fucking sugarcoat nothing," and I was honored. I said, fuck yeah, I'll tell you what's good and what's not, and so that was kind of the first. And I went to Johnny and I said, "Look, this is hard for me to say, but like, it could be better, And I think at that point he said, "Okay, this is a real one. This was worth sending one to him to see what's going on and all that kind of stuff." So like, and I said, after looking at that and seeing kind of behind the scenes how Johnny handled the whole process of dealing with China, and he's been through this rodeo before. Like, I can't think of anybody I'd rather work with more at the time than Dribbles, just because we're boys. That's my dude. So when I got approached by this company to work on something, I told him, I said, "Look, I'm not doing this alone. Like, it's either me and Johnny, or I'll just wait for the next opportunity." And they were like, "Yeah, that's fine. If you want to co-produce, that's great. Bring it in." So I immediately added Johnny to the chat, and we got to talking a little bit. And Johnny already had something in his head, and I said, "Well, what if we, did this and did this?" And it was a true collaboration. I didn't collaborate with the Warrior. I can't take any credit for that. Johnny asked for my feedback and I gave it to him. That's the extent to which I would say a beta tester at best.
Yeah.
For the Warrior. So there was no collaboration there. That was strictly a JMT thing. But yeah, I couldn't think of anybody else I'd want to work with more than Johnny. So we got the opportunity, and fuck, you know, the design was so solid, and this is like not even bullshitting. You can ask Charlie. The design was so solid. The first prototype that they sent us is like so close to the finished version that if I didn't tell you we changed anything, you'd never fucking know it.
Wow.
Yeah, the only way you'd be able to tell is just looking at the cap. Actually vaping it, if it was like a blind vape test, it would vape identical. Like you can actually take a prototype deck and use it on the finished product deck or cap, and they interchange and they're fine. They work exactly the same. So because actually, this one right here is the final, and this one right here is my prototype. So
yeah. So this is the proto, and this is the final finish cap, the Ultim, and there you go. It's sitting down perfect.
So everybody knows you two come from a big coil, big building background. I'm gonna put some. I'm gonna share some deck pics, and either one of you kind of, explain what's different about your deck.
Oh, okay. Got any road cones?
My dick is very hairy.
You don't want to use my road cone.
Yeah.
So there's the deck.
Yep.
We wanted to go. Yeah, we wanted to go postless because it's just an easier deck to build on. The main focus that we wanted to do was to orient true bottom airflow without it being a leaky bastard. And we drew a little inspiration from a couple other RDAs. Obviously, it doesn't really look like, I would say, anything in particular that's out there. So I've been using a lot of high-end single coils for the past probably 8, 9 months, 10 months. And I really enjoyed the building experience on them because they're usually like a simpler build deck. But they a lot of them have this like downward style of airflow. And I was like, that's all great and fine, but the air comes down and then it's just kind of like a clusterfuck at the bottom of the deck.
Right.
And it has to find its way back up to the coil. And I said to Heavy, I said, what kind of RDA always gives the best flavor? And he said, bottom airflow.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so why don't we implement the downward style airflow that's resistant to leaking, but also do bottom airflow? And he's like, I think you're onto something.
Yeah. And I kind of drew the comparison in the beginning to the Jenna, right? For instance, Scott, you've got the Jenna right in front of you. And, I kind of thought about it like the reason that one doesn't leak is because it diverts the airflow to a different place before it gets to the coils. Just like the 502, the 502 comes down, turns, and then comes out the side to hit your coils. So like that little bit of diversion is what creates the impossibility to leak, right? Yeah. So this one, while it doesn't turn around the cap and go from a different direction, it comes in from a point above the coils. So that's why you can literally sit here and go boop, bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah. And it's not going to come out the sides. Now, if I was to purge this right now, more than likely you're going to get hot juice in your face. But I mean, it's not spitting because the way you have to position those coils, any juice that goes down the middle, those coils are so close that it's just going to hit and go to the sides, right? And if you do get any down into the bottom, it's just going to sling it right back up onto the bottom of the coils. And with the airflow coming from the bottom, the first time I pulled on this, I got all of the prototypes in one shot, and I put 2 of them in the mailbox to Johnny the same day. So I had mine for 2.5, almost 3 days before he did because of the speed of the mail. And the first time I pulled on it, I was like, whoa. This is something different.
That's awesome.
Like this is next level, right? the major thing that that we're gonna get a lot of, especially from me, maybe not from Johnny so much, because like he said, he's been doing a lot of single coil, high end stuff. They tend to be smaller, and when you're dealing with single coil versus dual coil, people are gonna look in my direction and say, but Heavy, you like big air, you like big builds, you like a lot of these things that are not integrated into this. And to those people, I say you're 100% right. However, the flavor that you get off of this dripper justifies not having extra airflow. And Johnny even asked me, he said, dude, are you 100% sure? When he got it in, we were sitting there talking, and he said, are you sure you don't want to give it a little bit more air? And I told him flat out, if we have to sacrifice any of this flavor to get more air, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I was very surprised because in my past years I vaped very similar to Heavy. Builds that I probably wouldn't advise people to do. If it had big airflow on it, I was rocking the airflow all the way open. And then my style changed a little bit. And then we went this direction, and we ourselves, before we got the prototypes, we were trying to figure out, like, we know it's going to be somewhat restricted. We don't know how much until we actually get it. And I was extremely and pleasantly surprised with the vape, like the first pull on it, like Heavy said. And instantly I knew that for me, for a dual coil, it was perfect. But I thought, Heavy's probably not going to like this. But then I call him, and he's like, bro, this is a home run. Yeah. And it really made me rethink that if there's something that's good enough to make somebody that's vaped the same way for 5+ years, it's got to be right. Yeah. So we left it at that.
Yeah, and I mean, when Charlie came down for a family reunion or something, we went out to dinner, and the first thing I did was put it in his hand, and he looked at it and he was like, wow, this is really nice. So he takes a couple of pulls off of it. He's like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, yeah, it's legit.
It surprised me. Because we see so many RDAs that are similar, and knowing Heavy and Johnny, I just assumed it would be a big airflow.
Yeah.
Big coil monster, especially with all the big stuff we're seeing right now. And
a lot of people have been asking, like, as far as the draw and the airflow and just the way that it vapes overall. And if I had to draw one that it vapes somewhat similar to, I would probably say a Kennedy, because you're getting the true bottom airflow. You get the same type of flavor, probably a little bit better flavor because it's a lot more condensed of a chamber. And then you get, it's a very similar draw to a Kennedy, maybe a little tiny bit more restricted. But like I said, the cap is so much shorter, and the chamber is so much smaller, that I think that the flavor just, it takes it one step higher than that. Now, that's not a knock on the Kennedy. People may disagree. You'll have to see for yourself. But that's the closest comparison that I can offer. So.
Yeah, and for me, what was so unique is it's such a dense vape, almost like a small high-end 510, but in a big dual coil 810. Yeah. But the flavor and the density in it, it was so good. I started chain vaping it. Heavy had 3 milligram in it, and the flavor was just so intense, and the throat hit. I got a little too excited and choked myself.
I think what I take away from it was
like, slow down, kid.
I think what I take away from knowing you guys collaborated on this, and this is legit, like if I was going to ask 2 people their thoughts on something or how I should do something with an RDA, you guys are the first 2 people I would think of. The other part of that is that you've got Johnny, like you guys have vaped so long that your vaping styles have all evolved, where you were able to kind of like bring in everything that you liked about other RDAs into this one design. And I have to tell you, man, like the design on it it's fucking, I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. You got bottom airflow coming in. You take care of the leaking, like a leaking issue with bottom airflow, don't even have to worry about it now. I love the honeycomb right under the coils. Like that to me is perfect because I feel like it gives you a little bit more pull. Maybe it's not so wide open, so you get a little bit more pull. And I always find I get better flavor when I just add the honeycomb. Gives me that flavor.
Yeah, it's the honeycomb. It was obviously I implemented that. We implemented that with JMT on the Warrior, and Heavy and I both pretty much agreed right off the bat that while people may be getting tired of seeing the honeycomb in whichever orientation they're using it, it's because it's good. It smooths out. It takes turbulence out of the airflow.
Yep.
And the good thing is that when you're talking about tiny holes, you have to spread that distance out to get the same amount of airflow. So you're offering more coverage underneath the coil. So if we were to do the same amount of airflow in a single airflow hole or a bigger airflow hole, it's not going to hit the entire coil. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it spreads it out and it disperses it even more. So that really goes hand in hand with if you put like a 28 gauge alien in there, 5-wrap alien, that the width of that coil is going to completely cover those bottom airflow holes. So you're literally covering the airflow, and the airflow is hitting 100% directly on the bottom of those coils. It has nowhere else to go.
So, how long did it take you to make the coil sets that you put in every box, Johnny?
Well, you see, the thing is, never.
There's been a lot of discussion about that.
There.
Yeah. Well, I owe one jackass in this scene. I'll just reiterate for people. I work a full-time job, 50 to 60 hours a week. I have a 1-year-old. I have a wife. I have a home to take care of. And I'm not going to include coils that I would sell for $15, $20 a set in a $30 RDA. Right. So if that's being selfish, I'm sorry. To me, it's idiotic. So
it's impossible.
And, it's become an inside joke, and it is funny. But there are some people that are like, "Well, you're a builder and you didn't put your coils in it." And I'm like, "Yeah, what asshole did you hear that from?"
Right.
Yeah. So there is somebody, and I didn't even think to ask about this before the show. Do we have any discount codes for Ranger? He's got it cheap on pre-order. I don't know that he's even got a discount code.
I don't think so.
He does have a combo deal, though, or does he, Heavy?
Yes.
Yeah, you
can pick up this exact. It's called Rolling Coal or Coal Miner. This exact Half Moon heavy tip with your Ohana, $15 value for $11. It's an $11 add-on. So if you wanted to try the heavy tip, this RDA doesn't necessarily need it because, like Johnny said, the airflow is so smooth on this thing with just the stock drip tip. You really don't need anything that's going to smooth out airflow. But, I mean, it doesn't hurt, and it looks really good. It's a very, very good combo.
Remember, you guys are going to get a 24 stainless steel adjustable cap and a 25 clear cap that's non-adjustable. So for the price of your average Chinese RDA, which is about $30-$35, you're getting the RDA and an extra cap, which most of the time you have to buy those caps separate.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and I've already heard about some cool things that are happening in the community with people that are doing things for the Ohana. So I really hope it takes off. I was stoked because it's a unique product. And especially once I was watching one of y'all's show when you sent Jay a picture of the deck before anybody else had seen it. And he said, "Oh my God, that's actually unique. I haven't reviewed anything like that."
Yep.
To me, that was awesome.
That was sort of vindication for me because, to be honest with you, the best single coil RDA I have right now is the Jenna. Mm-hmm. It's the best flavor. It's the best airflow. It's the best performing. It looks the best. And my input on the top cap design I literally said to Johnny, one of the sexiest RDAs I have is the Jenna because there is nothing on it. It's clean. It looks clean. Yep. So I wanted to keep it without all the extra shit being, scratched all over the place. Like I like stuff like that. Johnny likes stuff like that. He's high end. You don't see these high end companies, plastering shit all over the side of them.
Yeah. I want to answer Jane. Jane's asking if there's any vendors in the UK that are stocking it. I'm just going to put this out here now. Because of the timing that we released this, obviously we couldn't predict all the issues that were going to be going on in the US. So the RDAs have been sent out they are actually probably either being received or are in the air to some of the reviewers right now. AI Vape did send some out to rangervapes.com. He's based out of the US. He's a good friend of mine, Heavy, and Charlie's. I believe Scott probably knows Ranger too. Really good guy, reliable guy. But there hasn't been any talks with vendors yet or with distributors yet because AI Vape wanted to wait until some of the reviewers have reviewed it and got the hype up out there and to see what people are thinking about it to get them excited about it. Obviously, we know the state of vaping. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And things are really fucked up right now. Like Charlie said, I really didn't want to come on the show to talk about the Ohana, to be honest with you. I haven't posted anything on Instagram, anything on Facebook regarding it. I haven't made any calls to friends that are, own shops or distributors. I just feel like it's not the right place and time. The unfortunate thing about that is that it's me and Heavy and AI are going to suffer a little bit because of it. The only thing that I can hope is that most importantly, the bans kind of lighten up or get reversed and we get some good news in the community. And then at that point, hopefully it'll pick up some steam and the reviewers will enjoy it. And then at that point, we'll be able to hopefully point you in the direction of where you can pick them up besides Ranger. So bad timing.
Yeah, it's a company from China though, and I expect, especially when reviewers get these in their hands, that there's gonna be companies in the UK that have them. And depending on what happens, they may be selling like crazy over there while everything's being banned here. So
yeah, and we made sure that we included UK vapors in the reviewers list. Like Johnny and I went through and handpicked. These are the people that are definitely on the list that need to go ASAP.
Just so you know, we're not afraid of people's reviews. We didn't send it to people that we're just friends with. Our good buddy Derek Ambitions Vapor, he is on the reviewer list, and we left his name on that list.
Yeah,
because we want honest opinion. If you think it sucks, we want you to tell people that it sucks. But I get a very strong feeling people are going to have a hard time finding something wrong with it.
Yep.
It surprised me. I'm impressed.
Look, I am one of those people that watches most of the reviews, right? I watch most of them. With this particular product, I will watch every one of them. And I'll take those, if there is constructive criticism, that's fine. Bring it. I was most worried about Jay because Jay is very, very thorough and he has seen a lot of stuff. And I told Johnny that. I was like, man, I know me and Jay are boys, but like that ain't going to stop
review it for what it is. That's right.
Exactly. That ain't going to stop him. And like, I'm confident with the quality of this product, right? But I also know how harsh he is and how critical he can be and how something that I may overlook, he's going to magnify, right? Mm-hmm. And Johnny told me basically this thing is fucking good. So Jay was in live chat one night during the show, and he sent me a message and was like, yo, let me see the deck. So I sent it to him, and he responded with, holy shit, that's unique. And that's right here. I can fucking verify that. He said, that's unique. I haven't seen that. I'm excited. And that to me was vindication, saying, okay, now that worry is gone. And I'm going to tell you right now, if anybody on this fucking planet puts out a goddamn product, the one person they're going to be nervous about is Jake. I guarantee you, there ain't a motherfucker in chat that can say, oh, I'd put out a fucking mech mod and I wouldn't worry about what he says. Bullshit. Lie to yourself. Don't lie.
You know, and it was a little different this go around for me because obviously this is my second project that I've worked on. So the excitement butterflies are still there, but the worry butterflies, like everybody knows that I had some issues right up front with the Warrior. The Warrior came out at a bad time when there was another RDA that had a fucking train of hype behind it. And there was a lot of reasons why the Warrior didn't do as well as I thought it could have. And some of those weren't my fault. And, you know, I'm still proud of it. I was still humbled by it. I still love the process of it, even though it was annoying as fuck. But this time I was just like, you know what? It's my second go around. I know it's great. People are going to find faults with it in some form or fashion. I'm okay with it. So I'm confident in it. And that's what I've been trying to do to tell Heavy is, you know, we got ourselves a winner, dude. You gotta let it run its course. So
it's so hard not to take something personal that you put so much time and effort into.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just human nature. And I mean, whether it's pride or not, fuck it. That's just the way it is. At the same time, when you have the thought process and you're doing it, there may be things you have to change that it may affect certain ways that people may point out, but you had to change them for a reason. You didn't leave them that way because you want, you know what I'm saying? I guess what I'm saying is eliminating everything about something to make it 100% positive is nearly impossible. Yeah. And I think when you review something, you have to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Well, and I took the approach of, Johnny and I got the prototypes in. We sent one out to the beta tester. I had one, Brittany had one, Johnny had one. They sent us 4 protos. I sent one to Steven, Johnny, Brittany, myself, all had one. And I said, okay, we need to look at this through an unbiased scope. And the 4 of us went into a breakout room on Zoom one night. And I told Steven, I said, what are the problems? I don't want to hear that it's good flavor. I know it's good flavor. I don't want to hear that it's a good looking design. I know that. I want to hear what's wrong with it. And we literally started at the top of the fucking drip tip and went down to the 510 pin and every stop along the fucking way. And everything that was talked about in that Zoom room was addressed immediately. And they gave us 0 problems fixing.
Yeah, that's something that I've been pleased with so far. We'll see what happens at release, but
yeah,
you and Johnny have both told me that they've been good to work with and very receptive.
They gave us 100% free reins for the design, the name, the cap, the deck, the offering 2 caps. We were like, we didn't ask. We said, hey, you're going to either offer this with an extra Ultim cap or an extra clear cap. And they sent us both. And they said, you got to pick one. We can't have 3 fucking caps in it. And I get that from a manufacturer standpoint. But the fact that they didn't give us any resistance on anything at all, just it made this process so much easier. And I'm very, very proud of it. So,
yep. And I can't say enough good things about the flavor on this thing. I think the flavor on the 25 cap is just as good as the flavor on the 24 cap. I love it. I love it. It's my favorite RDA. It's the only one I take out of the house. I've got one of my good friends, David Rogers. He comes by the shop every Friday. I know he's going to be there on Fridays. So what do I have to bring? I have to bring a fucking Ohana. He walked in the door today, and I was sitting there talking to one of our regulars, another good friend of mine, And I said, Woody, that's David. He just pulled up. I guarantee you, when he comes in that door, he's going to say, where's my Ohana at? I promise you. And I'm going to tell him I left it at home, and watch it. The first thing out of his mouth is going to be, motherfucker. Came in and sat on the couch. I said, David, you're going to be mad, man. I left it at home. He said, motherfucker. And I walked over there and grabbed it, and I said, here, go ahead.
Yeah.
And he comes in, and he babysits the Ohana for a fucking hour every day. So,
that's awesome. Yeah. So I don't want to wait till the end of the show. I'm gonna do a giveaway for an Ohana, but you guys are gonna have to wait until I receive the ones I've got ordered. So just know that it could be a few weeks before it goes out to you. Hopefully I won't take that long to ship it, but we'll see what happens. In this climate, advocacy and stuff goes first. So just know that. Scott, do the giveaway with your whole number system and all that.
Okay, you want me to go ahead and do it? All right, because this is going to be the only giveaway we're doing today.
No. Do two of them.
If
Charlie's going to give away one, I'll give away one too.
Oh, man.
Actually, you might as well just do 3 because I'll just throw one in too.
Yeah, I was kind of people who stuck around.
I was kind of trying to fucking guilt Johnny into throwing one in too.
So we got 3 Ohanas we're giving away. Thank you, guys. All right, here we go. So I need a number for the first one. This is from Charlie. First, I need a number between 1 and 110. Go. Closest to the number without going over will be the winner.
The very last person.
Very last person.
Yep. You got to pick a number, bro.
Heavy, don't watch the numbers.
Yeah, Heavy, you got to pick the numbers. So you can't watch.
Oh.
So you got to put a blindfold on.
I don't know.
You can't give it yet. You got to wait.
Wait, what do you mean? I can't look at chat?
Right. He does it different,
do the random number generator.
He doesn't do a randomizer like you do.
I'll do a random number generator.
Okay, I've got a number in my head.
You've already got it?
Hmm?
All right, okay. Closest number without going over, guys. This is exciting. This is the most we've ever given away.
So I got
3 Ohanas. That's fucking crazy.
Not to the same people, to 3 different people.
Right. You win one, you can't win another. Can I enter?
No.
I think there's rules against that.
I think Shadow Link Vapor is going to be the winner.
Uh-oh. He's a good guy. All right. Stop for the first one, guys. This one is from Charlie. What is the number, Mr. Heavy Metal Vapor?
26.
26. And let me check and see if they're 26. You said 623. Yep, Shadow Link. You're the winner, man. Congratulations, brother. All right, Charlie. You got just get with Charlie after the show. Like he said, don't pressure him on it. It's a couple weeks probably before he ends up getting it. But Shadow Link, you are the winner, my friend. Yeah. We got another one going.
And obviously the same's going to go for me and Johnny. They're sending us some. So look at Ranger Vape put 26.
26. Ranger Vape wants it. He wants it. I don't blame him. He's like, fucking.
Ranger's going to have more than any person on the planet.
Yeah. No shit. Yep.
All right. So we're going to start a new one. I'm going to put start because there's numbers still coming in. This is going to be the new one. 1 number per person, guys. All right. I need a number between 1 and 150. Go. This is for heavy. This is for heavies.
I got it.
You got the number again?
Nope. Fabian Reamer wins. He hit it dead on the money. 57.
57. Already got a winner? All right.
Yep.
There we go. Fabian, you are the winner. Everybody else is like, fuck.
All right, Johnny, for the next one, write down a number. Yeah,
write it down.
Yep. Okay. Hold on.
All right, so we're gonna wait till everybody gets in here. I love that we waited till the end. All right, I'm gonna hit stop and we're gonna start again.
Okay, I got my number written down.
All right. So
and I'm gonna put it under my hat.
And Steve, I'm checking on your thing to see if I see it. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, Fabian, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and just send me your shipping address. That's all I need, bud.
Oh, and there's one more thing while people are putting numbers in. we need you guys to. We're going to try to get heavy on the Tinfoil Hat podcast.
That'd be fantastic.
So there is a Instagram and a Twitter. They're both Tinfoil Hat Cast. Go to that username on Instagram or Twitter, Tinfoil Hat Cast, and just shoot them a message that says, "We'd love to have heavy metal vapor on your podcast." So
it's a great climate for it too.
Yep.
So you guys get those messages out if you could. It's to get our message out there to a larger audience of non-vapors.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see. We got a couple. Let it go here for about another 30 seconds, and we'll pull the last number. You got the number already, right, Johnny?
It's up here, bro. In my hat.
Up there. All right. It's in your hat.
It's in my hat.
All right. Almost. Stop it. All right. What's the number, Johnny?
The number is 69, bitch.
69. Dude, I saw 69. We got Vape and Joe M. Congratulations. And Ranger Vapes. But I think Ranger, he may be disqualified considering he already has. And no, we got 69. Jane Dodd was the first one. So 69, Jane Dodd. You are the first 69 right there at the top.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
I'll just do a swapperoo with Jane. She could send me some of her juice since I never tried it, and I'll send her.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm just kidding.
She's a hell of a mixer.
As a consolation prize for Vaping Joe M, reach out to me I'll send you something tomorrow. He's got to pay shipping. I'll send you some juice or something. I mean, tobacco juice. I'll send you some tobacco juice as a consolation prize. Since you picked the number, you just picked it after she did. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for having you. Thanks for you guys being on. You guys got any?
Having you?
Dude, I'm all messed up.
I got a few things.
I'm hungry. When I get hungry, my brain just goes.
Yeah, I know. He's fucking thinking about roosters.
I'm going to roosters.
So real quick, guys.
Changing my shirt first.
No, you should wear that one.
No.
Yeah,
They,
you
I told
definitely
you
have to.
what drawer this came out of.
Dude, he'll
You
end up
guys-
fucking road cone if he wears that shirt.
Probably.
Yeah. Those of you that have been kicking ass with advocacy, I appreciate it all. We've been killing it, fucking just shutting down phone lines at the White House. We've made a big stir. The VTA did a hell of a job with their conference that they had. The timing worked out crazy, like conspiracy like crazy that it fell that week. They did a great job on the Hill. The one thing we've got to do is stay united with a strong message. Manufacturers have kicked up donations to the VTA and other advocacy organizations in a way that some people didn't think they would. There's big lawsuits happening, so just keep up the fight. We need that pressure on. Keep calling the White House. States are falling. Just keep those emails going because we can win this one.
Yeah, and you guys, if you haven't already, I know that Matt was live when we first started the show. He's got some good news, and he's reporting back because he was with the VTA in DC at those meetings at the Capitol, and I think it would be really important, and I think you might end up getting some good news by going over and watching that live stream right after the show. I know I'm going to go over there and watch.
Yeah,
so.
Me too, for sure. And if you
didn't work out with our show and with that, so
right, if you guys, when you need a motivator, because I know a lot of nights I'm just beat the fuck down. Go watch Matthew Elliott's testimony at the New York hearing. Regardless of whether it was right or wrong, it's fucking motivating to see that passion. So find Matthew Elliott. He's everywhere on social media, and watch his testimony he gave at the hearing and his news interviews afterwards, because all the cameras, they left the politicians and just went straight to him after that speech. So we worked with that political climate. And that's it. Take it away.
Jane, send me a message.
Yep, Fabian's already sent a message. Good deal. I'll get with you as soon as mine get in. Look, I think Johnny and I are going to be on the same page with this one. As a matter of fact, I'm 100% sure we are. Now is not the time to let the foot off the gas.
Nope.
You got to press that skinny pedal on the right, and you got to press it all the way to the floor and keep it there until they realize we will not stop. This is not okay. This is government overreach where no overreach is necessary.
Yeah, I did. Wait, hold on.
And I think, honestly, I was going to say something. I think, Heavy, I think you summed it up exactly what everybody needs to hear. Keep the pedal down. Keep calling. It's working. It is working. They're getting annoyed and they're paying attention. So thanks, everybody, for joining. Thanks, Heavy and Johnny. Charlie, I love you. Thank you for
Thank you.
helping me co-host today. Fantastic show. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Lots of great shows on. Tonight, you have, I believe, Fresh is on tonight. You got Tommy Vapors on at 11 o'clock. Who am I? Oh, and the Vape Stew on at 10 o'clock. So tune in. I'll be in the chat of those. I will see you Monday with a featured builder you guys aren't going to believe.